Gets open for three. Dagger!
The kick, and here it comes. Swing and a miss! And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
My approval ratings keep going up.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
It is a complicated business. This is Defeating the Curse. The Washington football team season preview 2021 is here. We are 2 days away from kickoff, 2 days away from the start of the 21 season. I mean, Washington doesn't play for a couple more days, but Stevie, I got to go to you here right off the jump. What's going on here? What's going on here? You are giggling. You're always giggling at the video. I love the video montage.
I love it.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Hey,
Why can't you get on board with the video montage?
I love it. You're in the middle of a 55-win season for the Nats. So if I can watch a Game 7 World Series clinching Curly W, I'm always going to be smiling. But
they are finished. Are you still riding with Rizzo? I
mean, it just shows you're an amateur. It shows you don't know anything, okay? These young guys are playing.
I'm a Washington sports fan. That's what happens.
These young guys are balling out. And you know it's football season when Razzle makes an appearance. Okay, I haven't seen that guy in 6 months.
That's right.
Babies does he
That's right. Razzle, there has been a baby, at least maybe 2 babies born since the last time we had him on the show. Welcome back, Razzle.
No, come on, just one. No, happy to be back. Thank you for having me, guys. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited for football season. Big year for the Washington football team. If that's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be the last year we're called that.
Razzle. So you listened to the last show. Stevie and I both went through our top 5. Did you have 1 or 2 that maybe stick out? I'm still, Steve, are you still riding with your football team as your best possible option?
If it ain't broke, don't fix.
I mean, I'm still on the Commanders very much so. Razzle, what did you think? Is there one name out there that you really wouldn't mind? Maybe a new one you could throw in?
It's hard because, I mean, we were one name for so long, and it was such a historic name. It was like, it's always been linked to the franchise. It's hard to find something like that will stick out, that will kind of leave the same type of mark. I'm kind of on the same bandwagon as Steve in the sense that, like, football team's working. Let's keep it for as long as we can until we find something that's right. I know, leadership of the organization has talked about keeping things, like, trying to distance themselves from what has, like, from the historical name, the Redskins. They don't want to have red. They don't want to change the colors and everything. I like Commanders. I like Warriors. Those things, those names stick out to me. But it's going to be really hard to replace the Redskins, and to change that name for them.
How many times is he going to say a forbidden name here? How many times?
It's not forbidden. It's forbidden. Your
party
party forbids.
You're allowed to refer to them as the Redskins.
Jeez, I didn't know we're saying forbidden words. I got a couple over here I can shout out.
Look, football team is a disaster. However, if it is better than a lot of the other names that have been out there. At this point, I think we covered it last time. We were all on the show, or at least Stevie and I talked about it ad nauseum. Just pick a name and let's all move on. Like, it's just weird to see football team in the crawl during a game. I just want to pick a name and be done with it. It's taking too long. I mean, Cleveland went to sleep one night as the Cleveland Indians and woke up as the Guardians. And that's it. It was done. And 50% of the people are going to love it. 50% are going to hate it. Let's just pick a name and move on. But that's not what we're here to discuss, boys. We are here to talk about the 2021 season. I have a very good feeling about this season. I think you guys know exactly where I'm going with my predictions, my bold or not so bold, because I always make the same predictions year after year. But this is a special team. They've fixed the areas that they needed to fix. They addressed the number one weakness. And I mean, come on, every team needs a quarterback. We have one that is somewhere above serviceable and somewhere below, awesome, right? He's somewhere in the middle. I think Fitzpatrick is going to end the season in the top 10. He's always out of the gate, super strong. This schedule, the way it's stacked up, they're going to have to win some of these games early. At least that's what I think. I think they're going to have to pile on some wins, and we'll go through it here in a second. But I'm expecting some big things out of this team. I think the line Vegas has set at 8.5. I think this is a 10-win team, so I'll take the over. And for those that have been following the show, we have a pooled account for bets. We got to take the over on that. There's no way you guys are going under 8 wins or 8 wins, correct? We're all over 8.5 on this.
Yeah, I mean, we have 6 easy games in the division, which we'll get into that as we go through the schedule. But no, I'm highly optimistic on this season. Oh, there we go. We have it up on the screen here.
Yeah.
A lot of non-primetime games too. A lot of 1:00 games, East Coast time. What did we end last season at 9-7, I believe?
The other way. 7-9.
7-9.
Yeah,
You can add 3 wins, just for having a consistent quarterback. I know we had a bunch of
and this defense is improved. This defense is improved. But Stevie, are you going under? He's gonna take the under. I can feel it.
Not as optimistic as you. And I think you're wrong in a lot of ways. That's just a general statement. But I think you're wrong. I'll give you a couple of worrisome areas for concern that you're missing as an amateur kind of football guy. Left side of the line. Okay.
It's always
Wes
the same
Schweitzer.
thing. Same.
Okay. Razzle. See, I'll
hey,
talk
guy,
to Razzle.
look,
Okay,
he'll
Razzle,
snap the ball and go to the right. Okay, he'll be fine.
Razzle, you feel me on this. Most important position outside of quarterback on a football team is
Backup quarterback.
left tackle. Thank you very much. Okay. You got Jay Leno at left tackle. Okay. You got Charles Leno Jr. at left tackle. That's worrisome to me. That entire left side scares the bejesus out of me. Okay. We are 1 injury away from Eric Flowers being in at left tackle, or Cornelius Lucas. I mean, that goes to my second point. Joe, you're big on that defense. Okay. You love that defense.
I do.
And I love them too. But tell me they don't have a depth issue. Tell me that 1 injury to that front seven.
Every team has a depth. Every team has a depth. I can't do you sound like every talking head. Well, if they stay healthy, okay, it's assumed that they will stay healthy. It's assumed that your quarterback will stay upright. It's assumed that every team, okay, lacks depth. I mean, there's no team that has backups that are better than their starters, Stevie. I don't know what the point is.
The Patriots had years of Super Bowl championships because they had next man up mentality, because they had injuries. Guys stepped up. You had Troy Brown playing cornerback, for the love of God, when they were injured. I mean, there are teams that have depth and there are teams that don't. We do not have depth. We have a great defense. But tell me who the backup linebackers are, middle and outside, if Cole Holcomb goes down. If the rookie, who we're talking about a rookie anyway, so he is unproven anyway, starting the middle linebacker.
Why can't you just let us enjoy the beginning of the season without your poo-poo parade?
My Nats season, I want to ruin everyone else's season, okay?
Oh, God. Are you going over the 8 wins, the 8.5 wins?
That being 100%. Said, I'm going over. Yeah, I'm going
okay,
over.
100%.
Okay, now, one more bet here before we get into it. Vegas has them as 250-1 to win the NFC, the entire NFC.
Love it.
I kind of like that bet, too.
It's a nice bet to take, but you can name like 3 or 4 teams that for sure are going to be contending for an NFC that are outside of Washington.
Who?
I can't name
There's
4.
one.
I can't
There's
name
one.
4.
I'll tell you, Green Bay for sure. Green Bay will be back. Aaron Rodgers is coming back with a vengeance. This is going to be his last dance in Green Bay.
He doesn't have anyone to pass to or to hand it off to.
Okay.
No.
You definitely have Tampa. You can't. I mean, we saw it last year. They're bringing back the same 22.
Okay, that's 1.
Okay. And then if you go out west, Seattle with Russell Wilson, they're always contenders.
1.5.
And I'm leaving out my NFC favorite, the Los Angeles Rams. I think Stafford and McVay are a match made in heaven. And I think they are going to have a nice season out in LA.
I thought you were going to roll with the Cardinals.
That's what I thought.
The Cardinals might be a sneaky little pick too.
I thought you were going with your Kingsbury.
My
matching houses,
maybe, but not for the NFC.
But Razzle, you kind of talked out of both sides of your mouth right there. None of those guys that you just said outside of Tampa are locks. Every one of them has issues. Every one of them has question marks. So to say right now there are guaranteed 3 to 4 teams that are better than the football team,
right?
I don't buy. And I'm not saying that because the football team is great. I'm saying that because the NFC is awful.
Yeah. I mean, the NFC is 25-1. I take those odds. We'll put in. We need to do like a betting show before Thursday to put in our picks for the season. But we'll put it in the FanDuel account. And let's put it in 25-1.
I think we got to do it. There isn't that one team outside of Tampa that you just pencil in even for the playoffs. I mean, almost every division is a toss-up. I mean, the Cardinals should be okay, but they have a tough division too. I mean, you look at the NFC East, and it's not the NFC East that we grew up with, for sure.
No.
But Washington should be comfortably, in the mix, if not just pull away from them by the time. And look, they end the season with NFC East, NFC East, NFC East. So look, I think this team can surprise some people. I really do. And I think we all saw the Greeny, the little clip, the 2 minutes of perfection, right? Coming from ESPN, which never happens with this team. But look, this team has, and I said, look, I'm going to keep saying it until it doesn't pan out. If this defense is just slightly better than what it was last year, just a little bit more consistent, Matt Ioannidis is a monster. He's a monster. He's the unsung hero of this team, of that front line. No one ever talks about him because he's been here forever. He got his contract a couple years ago. He missed a lot of last season with the injury. That boy can ball. Okay. He is a monster. And when he's healthy, the team just looks a little bit different. I think also, and this isn't to poo-poo on Kerrigan, but what he gave them last year in spurts, I think they're actually going to miss that. But I think there's enough talent elsewhere that they'll be okay. I think they're going to be okay. I think the defense in general will be okay. But frankly, week 1 is a pretty good test. It's a pretty good test. I mean, every team is a good team, but let's start kind of working our way through it. Obviously, 0 for 3 in the preseason. I don't really care that much about the preseason. I guess our neighbors to the north on 95, they make a really big deal out of the Ravens going, whatever, 20-0 or 18-0 or whatever the record is now. I don't know why, but again, winning franchise, it's just weird that they're so obsessed with that preseason record. But regardless, Washington goes 0-3, starting the season at home against the Bolts, the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is a win for the football team. Razzle?
I'm with you. I'm with you, and here's why. I know Justin Herbert's coming off that great rookie season. I know they got a new head coach of Brandon Staley coming from the Rams. It's gonna be a home game. I think everyone's gonna be excited to be back in the stadium out in FedEx. I think that the football team will be well prepared, and I'm calling this a W for this week.
Would you rather have Chase or Justin?
I'd rather have Justin.
Yeah,
because I feel like
it's so hard. It's so hard. Stevie, is this a win or a loss, Stevie?
First of all, Razzle's acting like Chase Young's listening right now. Okay? You don't defend that guy, okay?
No, I got to defend my team. I got to defend the pig. No,
go ahead, Razzle.
No, you're saying hindsight, you'd rather have Justin, but
of course you'd rather have Justin.
We had Haskins going into last year, so the need at quarterback at the time wasn't as great as it is now.
I still don't think the quarterback position is great. And Joe thinks Fitzpatrick is the second coming.
Are you serious? Fitzpatrick isn't better than Alex Smith and Dwayne Haskins?
Did I say that? Who said that? Did I say that?
You just said that.
I didn't say
You said that.
I said you called him a top 5 quarterback.
I said top 10. He's going to be top 10.
He'll be top 10, and then he'll be bottom 10 at some point. Too.
He'll be top 10.
Which means he's a top 15 quarterback. That's exactly what that means. Okay.
Stevie, week 1? Is it a win or a loss?
I think it's an L. This is such a game that the Skins football team always loses. Those AFC West guys come, hot quarterback. Justin Herbert was incredible last season. The assumption is he's only going to be better this season. If the defense can't get pressure on him, he's the type of guy that'll sit in the pocket and lights out, can also move. I think we struggle with mobile guys that can get out of the pocket also, make some plays with their feet, a la Carson Wentz. These guys we've always struggled with year in and year out. I think the team's going to be too amped up. I think we're better on the road than we are at home because that is the worst home advantage field in the NFL. So,
well, we'll see. I mean, they fixed the grass. Maybe
they fixed the grass. That's a good talk about.
We'll see what happens.
There.
We'll see what happens. All right. So we got 2 wins and a loss. All right. Giants Thursday, short turnaround, quick turnaround. I got this as a win as well. Razzle?
I do too. Like you said, short turnaround, but no travel. We have a home game on Sunday, then we're following with a home game on Thursday. The Giants, I don't know when they're going to give up on the Daniel Jones project and the Daniel Jones experiment. The offensive line is horrendous. Chase Young and Montez Sweat may combine for 10 sacks that game. That there's a prediction right there. I think that the way that the football team will build on the momentum from week 1, the Giants, there's just nothing there that scares me about them. I'm going W for the football team.
Stevie, what do you got?
W. Yeah.
All right.
I think Giants are going to be a bad team. I actually think they'll probably be the worst team in the NFC East.
Who got Saquon in our league? Anybody? You remember?
He fell to like 7th or 8th. Okay, he fell to like 9th.
Yeah. That's
Hey, don't tell me that was a bad pick. Screw both of you, okay?
Blame it on auto pick, Steve. Blame it on auto.
As
he
my
wasn't
team
auto
is-
pick. It's just a
I
bad pick.
wasn't on auto. As my
Can't
team
blame Yahoo
predicted,
for his bad pick.
Hey, I looked up the predicted scores. I'm about to beat you by 7 points, Joe. You said
I haven't
it's
lost
three.
to you in week 1 in 17 years. It's not going to start this year. All right. Week 18. We're celebrating season 18 in the fantasy league, but that's for another show. Week 3, game 3 at the Buffalo Bills.
Big L.
Stevie's got him as a loss. What about you,
Big
Razzle?
L.
It's definitely a loss, but I think this is going to be a closer game than you would expect. I don't think this is going to. I think it's going to be a 1-score game. If the line is 7, I'll take the under on this game.
Well, I'm going to
Big
zig
L.
when you guys are zagging. I'm going with a win. I think this
You know-
defense, this will be their first big test, and I think they're going to pass it. Buffalo can't run the ball. They
Oh.
can't. They can't. And the secondary, the Washington secondary is much improved over last year. I think this is their first test. I think this is one of those times where we've seen this in the past. The team will rise up, and maybe the following week they will drop down based on the quality of their opponent. But I got them going 3-0 to start the season and winning in Buffalo.
I feel like I'm doing the season preview with Larry Michael here. Okay.
What? Why you gotta hate? I think they're gonna win. I think they'll win.
Who's writing? Who's sending you paychecks every 2 weeks? Is it the Washington?
Oh, I
football
wish.
team?
Yeah,
God,
Right?
I would be out of here so fast if somebody would pay me to do this, or just let me do it. How about that? All right, week
Next, we're
4.
going to talk about the skin tangibles or whatever Larry Michaels used to comment on.
Those words. Didn't he get fired for saying skin tangibles over and over and over
I
again?
think he said something different.
Leave
but-
that for another time, right?
You got
All right,
fired
week
for a number
4.
of-
We are at the Falcons. Razzle, win or loss?
I'm gonna say this is a win. I know they got a rookie head coach in Arthur Smith. They're still bringing back Matt Ryan. I'm excited about the tight end who's on my fantasy team, Kyle Pitts. Shout out to Kyle Pitts.
Nobody cares.
But I think Atlanta is just going to be still trying to figure things out at this point. And
I think
we're-
Atlanta is one of the worst teams in the league. I got Washington going in there and winning. I got a big fat W. And the last time they played them, if it wasn't for one crazy Ryan to, I think it was somebody ran for like 80 yards to win towards the end of the fourth quarter or something. I'm not remembering 100%, but I got them going into Atlanta. That's a bad team. That quarterback, unfortunately, like when we look back at Matt Ryan's career, we're going to say infinite potential, could never just get out of his own way. It's just unfortunate. But I mean, the dude, I remember watching him and coming, his final year at Boston College. Like, I mean, we've been watching him for a long time. He's had stacked receiving core. He's had a so-so, which he's got this year. His numbers are always kind of around the same. The team just could never figure it out. And defensively, they are atrocious. This is a big fat win
That's
in my
a
mind for
defense.
Washington. Stevie, what do you got?
Me too. I think it's a big W. I think they go
All
into
right,
the
big
dome.
W. Now we
Take a
go
W.
into week 5. This is home for New Orleans. Razzle.
Jameis Winston, New Orleans. This is a
He-
new
He should
era.
still be the starter by then, right? He should still be the starter by
He
week
should be
5.
the starter for all season unless he throws another 30.
I agree.
interceptions.
Or
I
unless he's on top of the table screaming some dirty stuff.
I mean, they're gonna
Boy's got to
do-
eat, Stevie. He's got to eat, right?
they're
Razzle,
gonna
is this a
do-
win or a loss?
This is a win.
This is a
He's gonna
win
throw
for
a couple
Razzle.
quick goals. I'm
All right,
4-1
Stevie.
right now.
You are 4-1. Stevie, what do you got? Win or loss?
This is a win, and I'm 3-2.
Wow. So you got. So what's the logic here, Stevie? Why can they beat the Saints but not the Bills? Is it all because of Josh Allen?
Yeah, Joe.
Okay,
The
I'm just
logic
asking.
is the difference between Josh Allen and Jameis Winston. Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine. Well, I got them winning this one too. So
I mean,
I
Joe,
think
you
this one
have
will be the
5-0
closest
at
of the
this
bunch.
point. Are we?
Shocker. Okay, shocker.
yeah, well, I mean, this one was a toss up for me because I guys, I have a sweet spot for New Orleans. Okay, but Drew isn't there anymore. Kamara is still there. I mean, he can still run, but again, I think whatever this defense has, they will build on it week to week. And I think they're getting this team at the right time. I think if they get the Saints later in the season, they probably lose this game. But for now, fifth game, I think I got them as a W as well. After that, they are hosting the Chiefs. There's a lot of weird history between these two teams, just people swapping, one uniform for another over the last couple of years. But regardless, this is an interesting game. And this, for me, I mean, as much as I want to say this is a win, this is definitely, for me, a loss. I don't think it'll be a blowout. The last time we saw Kansas City, we did a live show, if I'm not mistaken, at Glory Days, and we saw them basically have it and just, I don't remember which receiver it was, but somebody couldn't come down with the ball in the end zone. It was Alex Smith's first game here
Josh Doxson
in the burgundy and gold, but I got this one as a loss.
Who was the receiver? Was it Josh Doxson?
I think so. I think so. I think it was a fade. I think that was the game they ran like 3 fades in a row
at the goal line.
At the goal line.
That's your boy Jay Gruden right there.
Jay Gruden.
Yeah, that's
Where
right.
is Jay? Does Jay have a job right now?
I think he's.
Isn't he in Jacksonville? Isn't he the coordinator now?
He was in Jacksonville, but now it's Urban and Tebow.
Let's do a Google and find out. But Razzle, you got him winning this game or losing?
No, they're losing. Come on, let's not waste our time.
Steve, you got him winning or losing?
Losing, and I'm going to win my fantasy because Tyreek Hill's going to have a big day against this team.
Okay. Who are you playing that week?
Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Tyreek Hill and Mahomes are going to go off.
Who you got in the following week? Week 7, we got the Washingtons at Green Bay. Stevie, who you like?
Yeah, no, you don't go into the frozen tundra even in October and get a win against Aaron Rodgers. Packers.
Razzle?
Yeah, definitely Packers.
I'm taking a win here. I think,
of course.
I'll give you 2 reasons why.
Why are you even doing this show?
I think Aaron Rodgers. I think this is the year we see the big step back from Aaron Rodgers. I also think this team cannot run the ball. Historically, they haven't been able to. This Washington defense is improved over last year. I know you keep shaking your head, but it's the truth. And again, like, they're getting them at the right time of the year. I think this is one of those games again that they're going to be coming off a loss the week before. I think Ron's going to have them focused, and I think they can go in there and get a win. And it's not the frozen tundra, right? It's like the semi-soft tundra in late October. So I like this one actually it's a reach, but I think it's a win. After that, they are at the Broncos on Halloween, and I actually have them losing this one. I do. And it's really just because I think this is just one of those things where they're going to look at it and they're going to say, look at what we've been able to do the last several weeks. We started the season off hot. They're going to go into Mile High. It is tough. I go to Denver with some frequency. I can't even walk around there. I know they're professional athletes, but to run and jump and do all the things that they got to do, it is tough to do it in Denver. It's one of the toughest places to play. It may or may not be super cold, but I got them dropping this one. I just don't have a good feeling about this one. What about you, Russ?
Stop throwing a bone to your wife's family just because that's where she's from. Okay,
it's the family's AFC team. Okay, that will be a very tough watch in this household.
It's going to be a W. Get them to 4-4 on the season.
You know, I might be with you on this one, Joe, only because we got the back-to-back road games. We have to go to Green Bay and then come back, and then we got to fly out to Denver. It's an afternoon game over East Coast time. You know, this just feels like a trap game. This just feels like, I know Bridgewater is set to be the quarterback to start the season. We'll see if he holds on to the job or they give it back to Drew Luck. You know, that offense has a couple of weapons over there with Jerry Jeudy and the tight end Noah Fant. I'm going to go L on this one. The problem is if I pick an L on this one, it's going to be a 4-game losing streak because they got Tampa coming up. Unless we put Taylor Heinicke in for Tampa.
Hey, I was just about to say that. You're in my brain here.
I read your notes.
I got them winning against the Bucks, and I got Heinicke coming on to take the victory formation, the final snap of the game, just to put a bow on it. There's no way I would never bet against Tom Brady, but I'm not picking him either. So I'm going win against Tampa. I think at this point in the season, Tampa will not care, and they may let their guard down just a little bit. I'm taking Washington at home to beat the Buccaneers.
No.
I'll take that one too, Joe.
Yeah, I'll bet you on that one.
Yeah, I'll take that one too.
All right, I'm putting you both down for losses. Fine. All right. Then following week, well, we got a bye between those. Like, we should say that they'll be coming off a bye as well.
Prior to Tampa.
Prior to Tampa, yeah. The
Yep.
bye week is prior to Tampa.
Okay.
After Tampa, we host Tampa, and then we are at Carolina. I have them winning this game. Carolina is not a very good team. I mean, unless Darnold and Robbie Anderson are gonna. I mean, they didn't even have Magic in New. I don't see how they can lose this game. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I got Washington winning this one.
Steve, you want to take this one first?
It's a W. Big Ron's going back home. He's going to take care of business.
I'm going to take a loss on this one. I think Carolina is going to be much better than they were last year. Year 2 under Matt Rue.
Who will be playing quarterback by week 11?
It will be Sam Darnold. No, they're going to.
There's no chance that they can.
There's no chance.
There's no chance.
You think Sam Darnold's washed? You think he's done?
I don't think he ever started. He never got started.
No, I mean he played for the Jets for 3-4 years. That's what happened to him.
I could play for the Jets for 3-4 years.
And you would have been just as bad as him.
Okay? Freaking Santana Moss. Okay.
I think they still got one of our old time who's that receiver that's up there still? Former Washington.
Hey, we're gonna just
Jamison Crowder.
Clinton.
Yeah, Crowder. He was on the COVID list. He just got cleared. Yeah, he just got cleared.
Are we gonna talk about Clinton Portis being behind bars?
He's not behind bars. There's a warrant for his arrest. I don't think that doesn't mean he's exactly behind bars. He's on Cameo. We can book him. You want to book him for the show?
We should book Clinton Portis. We should have put our money instead of Matthew Berry. We should have got Clinton Portis.
Listen, Matthew Berry came through big time for us. Matthew Berry came in big time. All right, week 12, we are traveling cross country. No, we are home. Sorry, we are home. We are home for Seattle.
No, that's a big W right there. That's Monday Night Football. You know we don't know how to perform under the big lights, no matter where we are.
I mean a big L. You said W.
Did I say W? I mean L.
Yeah,
sorry.
You said W. I got really excited.
Oh, no.
Well, keep it in your pants, Joe, because I'm going to go W. I think this team's going to step up late in the season. This is where they start making that playoff push, 6-5.
No,
W.
baby. Defeating the curse. The name is here for a reason, right? This is a big fat L. We don't win on Monday night. That's it. And the Seahawks, they always have this team's number. I'm not going to say anything more than that. That playoff loss 2 decades ago still stings. So I'm just going to let it go. Just going to try to let it go. After that, we are traveling to Vegas for the Raiders. And Stevie, you and I, we've always had this dream of watching our team play away and not in stupid Philly or New York, which we've both done. And I have no desire to go to Dallas. Vegas, I can always go to Vegas. I'm always in for a boys' Vegas.
Just thinking that when I did not know that this was on the schedule. I did not look at the schedule ahead of time.
I am ready to book my ticket right now for that weekend. That's the weekend after Thanksgiving. I'm 100% in for Vegas trip.
You have to go to at least one home game before you travel to.
I've been to 5,000 home games. I have no business and Raul John anymore. I'm done. I've paid my dues.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah. You show some respect to some former season ticket holders, okay?
That's right. We paid an arm and a leg to stare at half of the field with an obstructed view.
That brutal Hooters in the club room, in the club level.
I got them going to Vegas and losing because I think that is probably the best home field advantage in the league. I don't know how any team is going to go there and be able to focus. It's incredible.
This is going to be the first season that in that new stadium with fans. They had the new stadium last year, right? But no fans.
Yeah, but Vegas was also shut down last year. Vegas is not shut down anymore. So I got them losing this one. Stevie, what do you got?
It's a loss.
That's a W.
I like where your head's at, Razzle.
No.
I don't think so, but I like where you're
short
at.
Week.
Give me the W.
Short week. Coming off Seattle, I think a big high for the win on Monday night. Short week, loss.
Well, we're coming back. To FedEx hosting, and this is where it gets really interesting. This is make or break. This is the playoff push.
Yeah.
Everything up until this point, debatable. But over the last 5 games, they get the Cowboys at home, Eagles on the road, Cowboys in Dallas, and then they're home for the Eagles, and then they're at New York. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they have to go 3-2, maybe 4-1, depending on how the rest of the season shakes out. Like they really can't drop games, and it's all divisional games at the end here. So let's start with the first one on December 12th. Cowboys home. I got a win for them here. It doesn't happen often, but I got them winning this one.
Yep. I got to win too.
Stevie got a win. Razzle got a win or a loss.
I'll take a win here. They're gonna split the Cowboys.
Yeah,
So
exactly
far,
what I was gonna
there's
say.
only a handful that we agree on, but this is one of them. I think they'll play with some urgency with this one, regardless of what happens in Vegas.
Forget about historically, we always have the Cowboys number in December. We all remember those games. The Clinton Portis.
Historically,
years.
they always seem to come in to FedEx and hold their own or win. Like it's not common that we get them. It's not common we get them this late in the season. Although a couple years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we had
clinched
them.
the division.
We clinched the division, right? Exactly.
Captain Kirk.
That's right.
The question is, what kind of Cowboys team is going to be coming here? Is it going to be like a depleted Cowboys team that's like got 3 wins at this point, and they're just all finger pointing Mike McCarthy?
No, they're better than 3 wins. But you figure they'll be somewhere. They'll be. I think Washington and Dallas will be, jockeying for position in the NFC East. I think this game will matter a ton, and obviously they get them again 2 weeks later. Like this is big. These 2 games are huge.
I think the Cowboys could have had 10 wins already at this point coming into this game, or they could have 3 wins. The Cowboys are going to be one extreme or the next. Either the Dan Quinn and the defense is going to get their stuff together, and then,
I think there'll be 5 or 6 wins. Maybe 6. 6 and 6, 6 and 5, whatever. They'll be okay, but I think Washington will be in the same spot. But we all got them winning. Right. After that, we are going up 95 to Philly, and I have this as a win as well for the football team. Yeah, Razzle, you got them winning or losing in Philly?
I got to win.
You got to win. And Stevie?
Loss.
Oh,
hey, Jalen Hurts. These mobile quarterbacks always give us problems.
Hey, he may
won't be the quarterback by then. He won't be the quarterback by then.
It will be Minshew?
I think so. I mean, that porn stash can't keep him on the bench forever. You got to put that guy in the game. You got to put him in the game. And really, for what they paid for what they traded for him, he should be. They should have him in there.
They traded nothing for him.
Exactly. So after we go to the Eagles, we head to Dallas, and I have them losing this game in Dallas.
That's the Sunday Night Football Christmas weekend.
Yes, Razzle, you got them winning or losing in Dallas?
No, I said they're going to split, so this one's a loss.
You got them as a loss. All right, Stevie?
Yeah.
Loss. So we go. That's the first one. We all went. I think we went 3 L's on that one. Then we are back home for the Eagles, and I have them winning again.
Yes.
The Razzle's a win. Stevie?
They're gonna win out. Yeah.
All right, and then the Giants to end the season. I got to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Razzle?
God, I keep forgetting there's 17 games.
All right. So what do you got? What do you got on the season?
I got 10. 10 and 7.
10 and 7.
Got to get used to that.
9 and 8. Yeah.
I think I'm missing one.
You know the 7 games this year.
It was 16 and 0, Joe. That's what you had about 16.
I know. I can't 17 I can't do the math. I got them going 11 and 5.
There's 17 games.
Well, I wrote them all down, Stevie. I can't figure it out.
11 plus 5 is 16.
Hold on, I'm missing one.
So I'm sure it was 12.
Yeah, make it 12.
Is it?
I think you had them winning in the Pro Bowl too.
Oh yeah, you're right. I got 12 and 5. 12 and 5. What do you got, Stevie?
9 and 8.
I had 10 and 7.
All right, so
we all got the over.
We're all over. Yeah. We're all on the over. So I mean that's a good thing. But I don't know. I just think this is a better team than people are giving it credit for. I think this is a good team.
Well, that's debatable. What's not debatable is this is a more exciting team than we're used to. The Alex Smith years really beat us down a little bit. The dink and dunk and doink was a little too much for it was not watchable football for a long time here. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, top 15, top 10 kind of quarterback. He is an exciting quarterback. The defense is exciting. They're going to play a style of football that we're going to want to tune in on Sundays at 1, 4, 8 to watch. That's for sure.
I I don't know why you're so scared to just say that this is a good team and they might make the playoffs without having to qualify at the last minute, and that they could win a playoff. Is this team good enough to win a playoff game?
This team is good enough to win one playoff game.
I think they're good enough to win
wild card
two.
Game.
I think they're good enough to win two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they win two, they're
in the NFC Championship.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know you're not on board with my 12-5 prediction, but it's not completely unreasonable that they go for 10 wins or 11 wins. And because of the way that the league is structured now, I mean, that should be enough, obviously, to get them into the playoffs, potentially win the NFC East and get that home game as well.
Listen, 2 playoff wins for this team actually could get them into the Super Bowl if we think that there's really not a number 2 team. If you think Tampa's going to be the number 1 seed, and the NFC West, I think, is going to have better teams. I think the Rams are going to be better. I think the Seahawks will be better, but they will beat the snot out of each other. And if we have a weak NFC East team, we could slide into that number 2 seed and get a bye.
And we can't forget about San Francisco. I know
I forgot about San Francisco.
NFC teams. I know they had a down year.
Craps about San Francisco. What makes you think that they are so much better? They have first of all, they play in a much more difficult division. Okay, they're going to get beat up by the Cardinals. They're going to get beat up by,
I'll give you that,
by the Rams as well.
Sure.
And obviously by Seattle. So like that's not an easy 6 or 7 games that they got to deal with. And again, like the quarterback is look, yes, they made it to the Super Bowl. Is Jimmy G that much better than Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's not going to. The problem with Ryan Fitzpatrick is he's going to throw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception the first week, and then the next week he's going to throw 3 interceptions and be like 3 for 14 passing. He's just super inconsistent. Garoppolo, at least you know what you're going to get from him. They're going to build
But he's got no receivers. He's got no receivers, Razzle.
It's the Kyle Shanahan offense. Do we need to go back to the glory years? The Kyle Shanahan offense.
I know. Listen,
you're going to be
I'm a Kyle
back.
guy. I'm fine with Kyle. I love McVay. I love all of the old Washington guys, but that roster is not better than the Washington roster. Look, this has been my bit, and I'm not like it's kind of shticky, I know, but the last couple of seasons, I've come on here and we've debated, would you rather have the Browns roster top to bottom or Washington's? And in previous years, I would say the Browns. They had studs at every position. They had to Steve's point, 2 running backs, that you wanted on your fantasy team. They had 2 receivers that you wanted on your fantasy team. They had a quarterback that was erratic, but was willing to throw it down the field and at least let them make plays. And the defense was, middle of the road. I don't want that anymore. I don't. I think Washington has this team is constructed to compete and to win. They just are. They are. This defense should be a top 5 defense. This offense should be 15, 14, 13. And if they can do that and maintain it, even with some wins and losses potentially early in the schedule, they're going to be okay. They're going to make it to the playoffs. And much like last year when Tampa came to town, we were never going to beat Tampa. We all sat in the same basement and watched that game all together. We couldn't believe what we were watching. It was amazing. It was a ton of fun. It was super special. We weren't that far away from winning that with no quarterback play. So I don't know. I know I'm a homer and all, but like this is a good team, and we should be excited about it. This is a good team.
I'm excited about it, Joe.
You're so excited. I could see it on your face.
I'm excited.
I can see it on your face. Yeah,
I'm ready for football.
I'm ready for football too.
Well, we haven't even talked about the Rona, but we didn't even factor that in.
Do you think? Okay, look, we got a few minutes here. Do you think Cam Newton will be on a team before the season starts?
No.
He made you look stupid with that one.
No, before season starts this week.
No, I mean whatever. Like, but do you think he's?
He'll be on the roster.
It's hard for me to imagine that an NFL team is looking at him and saying we can't have him because he doesn't want the jab. I can't believe that. I can't.
That's not. I don't think a team is saying we don't want him because the amount of effort it's going to take to get him up to speed on a playbook in the middle. I mean, this is not the NBA where you plug and play a shooting guard, and it's not baseball.
But it's kind of shocking, isn't it, Stevie, that the guy who was there for a year was being apparently coached up by the rookie that came in?
That's what I heard.
I mean, that's tough.
He was
that's
coached
a tough
up by the
position
rookie.
to be in.
Okay, but so then it's not about a vaccine. It's about.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is about the vaccine. I think he just. I think the fall off was very fast for him. I just, he never really recovered from his injury.
He had too
I
many
think it's
injuries.
the totality. It's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and the thing about him is he was so likable in the locker room that they were afraid to keep him as a backup and create division within the locker room if Mac Jones did it.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Again,
can't
these
have
issues, it's the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. These are nuanced. These are an entire package. You're not just getting guys that are saying no because he took a stance against this.
Well,
You're not just
Kaepernick
saying
isn't in
it's
the league because
time.
he's terrible.
Well,
Statistically.
he was better
is
than
Cam
certain
Newton that
quarterbacks.
much better right now?
Yeah,
Right now.
I mean, yeah, he's 1 week removed from the league, not 6 years.
Yeah, I'm saying by the time Kaepernick got kicked out.
Well, I mean,
it's a package.
Kaepernick was bad when he got kicked out, Razzle. He was bad.
Well, so is Cam Newton right
He
now.
got, remember, Kaepernick got beat out by
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert, right? So like he wasn't like setting the world on fire when
And Cam
when
got beaten out by a rookie.
well, in training camp. So you're right. You're right to that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Le'Veon Bell got signed today, so everybody gets a second.
Did
chance
the
or
Ravens
third
end up
chance.
signing him?
The Ravens signed him. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna go pick him up.
So did the Commander Jays. Just for anyone keeping score. Yeah, I swooped in and grabbed him.
Oh,
That IR spot came in handy. I'm gonna stash him there for a little bit until he's activated. Any final thoughts, boys, as we wrap up the season preview show? I think this team is going to do some special things. I just do. I think Chase is going to have a phenomenal year. I think the rookies are going to show up and play. I think our tight end is going to have a spectacular season. And I'm really excited to see what Terry brings to the field as well. I think Terry, hopefully, fingers crossed, Curtis actually gets on the field. I'm really nervous about Curtis Samuel actually getting on the field. But I mean, this team, they got some good pieces here.
The rookie receiver, De'Ami Brown.
De'Ami.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's going to be exciting if he can get on the field. No,
Yeah,
my prediction here is one victory in the playoffs, wild card weekend.
I mean, I'll take
my
it.
prediction is that we have an exciting team in the district for one of the few times that we've had a really exciting offense, exciting defense with young talent. Most of the time we've had exciting teams. It's been with older veteran guys. We all remember the Dion years and the 2000 all-star teams and stuff. So this is a young team built from the ground up with good management. Jason Wright, the Snyder, whatever's happening at the top.
I got some stories about Jason Wright. You want to tell some stories?
Wait.
I don't want to record that session.
Wait.
Let me tell you something when these mics turn off about Jason Wright.
You got a good front office, and you got the right leader of men in that locker room, and Ron Rivera, who's going to create the right atmosphere, the right environment for that team. It's going to be a respectable team and a fun team. Two things we haven't had a long time here in DC. And so it'll be a very competitive team, to say the least.
I think we end it right there, gentlemen. Thank you, Razzle, for coming on. Always fun to chat with you. Thanks you, Stevie, for making the time to come on. Washington football team kicks off their season in just a few short days. This has been the DTC preview show. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on every podcasting platform and very soon on YouTube as well. Just search DTC. For now, my name is Joe. His name is Razzle, and his name was Stevie. Thank you so much. We are out.